please go ahead and lower your eyelids or close your eyes and just really feel comfortable in your seat. Begin to slow your breath down. And as you do, bring awareness to your sits bones. You can imagine your sits bones with little roots growing down into the earth, feeling rooted and stable. Your tailbone lengthening like a taproot down into the earth. From there, imagine breathing light up your spinal column, light and energy up your spinal column to lift you up. Lift you up and extend out through the crown of your head towards the sky. Connecting with the expansive quality of the sky above. Through the crown of the head. And as you breathe, also connecting with the stabilizing quality of the earth below. Through the sits bones, the tailbone. Feeling rooted and stable and light and expansive at the same time. Allowing these qualities to coexist. And again, coming into awareness of the breath. Slowing the breath down, making the inhalations long and deep. And the exhalations slow and longer. Feel your shoulders as they relax away from your ears. Your heart lifting. Your shoulder blades gliding down your back body. Your jaw as it softens. Softening the tongue in your mouth. And as you breathe here, withdraw from the outer world, come inside, where your inner wisdom and the inner body live. And allow that inner wisdom to speak to you. And as we did yesterday, if there's an intention for spring, an intention that you would like to blossom forth in your own life, that you can encapsulate in one word. Maybe it's peacefulness, or happiness, or health, well-being. A word that describes exactly how you would like to be in this new season that is showing herself, spring, where life bursts forth. Connect with that. And let's spend a couple minutes just simply saying to ourselves, I am whatever it is. I am joyous. I am peaceful. I am happy. Whatever the word is for you, as though it exists and is completed in this moment, right now. And just a couple more seconds now. And please do bring your hands together in Anjali Mudra. And let's chant one Om to begin our practice. Taking a couple of cleansing breaths first. Inhale deeply and let that go. And another breath in. And let that one go too. And take a breath in to begin. Om. And then release your hands, let them fall in your lap or to your legs. Notice your core, lengthen your spine, soften your shoulders, and lift your eyelids. Let that clarity of vision return with ease, and then let's just begin to rotate the shoulders. You can let those rotations grow until you feel your whole range of motion in the shoulders. Just waking the shoulders and the shoulder blades up, the pectorals and the scalenes, the muscles that run from the neck into the pectorals or under, and then the other direction. Ooh, feel those shoulder blades as they slip and glide along the ribs. And then come to rest. Lengthen your neck. Draw your transverse abdominis in and support yourself with those abdominal muscles. Let's take a twist to the right. Take breath in. Grow the spine long. And as you exhale, softly twist. Bring your right fingertips behind you. And if it feels good, you can look over your back shoulder or let your head rest in neutral, whatever feels best. Wrap your shoulder blade around towards your back ribs and soften your jaw. Soften your face as you breathe in and lengthen. And as you breathe out, draw the lower belly in, especially on the left side as you twist to the right. Stay broad through the collarbones. And on your next inhalation, again, if it feels good, turn your head to look over your left shoulder. With a long neck and a soft jaw. And we'll stay here for a couple more breaths. And on your next breath in, lengthen your spine and come back to center. Good. Take a breath in, grow the spine long, and we'll take it around and to the left, bringing your left fingertips behind you on the mat or on the earth, wrapping your left shoulder blade around and back. Looking over the shoulder if it feels good. Listening to your body. Breathing in, long deep breaths in. Longer breaths out. Draw the lower right belly in. Feel how that helps deepen into the twist. Softening your jaw and your face. Your shoulders away from the ears. And then if it feels good, take a breath in and turn slowly to look over your other shoulder. Long, soft jaw, neck, and soft jaw. Breathing deeply in And a long breath out. And on your next breath in, grow the spine long and return to center. Let's come to child's pose. And let's take the knees either hip width distance apart or just a bit wider. Your choice. Find what feels good in your body. Bring the big toes together and then draw your sits bones towards your heels. Draw the shoulder blades onto the back body and away from the ears towards the hips. Draw the belly in. Draw the inner groins back and in, and then begin to hinge at the hips and lengthen over your thighs, over the earth, taking your hands along your mat. And lower down slowly, easing into this forward fold, opening up through the back body. Draw the belly in. As you press into your fingertips, draw the shoulder blades down and towards the hips. You can always place a blanket or a block under your forehead. And then breathe into the back body. Breathe deeply into the space of the sacrum. Feel the expansiveness along the back. Breathe into the mid-back where your kidneys live. And then breathe into the space behind the heart in the upper back, expanding the ribs. And then please take a 3-part breath, starting in the sacrum, then the mid-back, and the upper back, all in one long breath in and out. And on your next breath in, please walk your hands to the right. Lift your hips for just a moment. Set them back towards your heels and expand through your left side body. Deep breaths in and long breaths out. Feel those fibers warming and lengthening along the side body and the lower back, into the ribs, into the armpit. On your next inhalation, please walk your hands back to center. Take a breath cycle here. And on your next inhalation, walk your hands to the left. Lift your hips for just a moment to lengthen through the side body just a little more. And as you set them back towards your heels, feel that stretch along your right side body, inviting the breath into the space of the armpit, the ribs and lung, side waist and your hip. Bring awareness to your belly, draw it in. And on your next breath in, walk your hands back to center. Keep your arm bones and your wrist bones lifted up off the mat. Couple more breaths here. Breathe circumferentially into the ribs, all 360 degrees. And then please bring your hands under your shoulders, spread your fingers wide and press up. Come to table pose. Best to bring your wrists under your shoulders. And as I said yesterday, I'm nursing my wrists. So my wrists I'm taking in a different position for now. But best to bring your wrists right under your shoulders if that feels good in your body. And then we'll take some up and down cat, starting by turning your toes under, draw your belly in and let your heart sink down towards the earth in between your shoulder blades. And then draw the energy up from the inner wrist to the inner armpit. Lengthen the spine and keep your gaze towards the earth. And then on an inhalation, lift your tailbone up towards the sky and lengthen through the crown of your head as you outer rotate a bit through the head of the arm bones, expanding wide through the space of your heart. And then on an exhalation, press the earth away with your hands and press the tops of your feet into the mat. Draw the belly in and back. Inhaling, turn your toes under and extend long through the crown of your head as you open wide through the collarbones, tailbone towards the sky. Exhale. Draw the belly in and back. Press your feet into the mat. Inhale. Exhale. Arch up like a Halloween cat. Again, inhaling and exhale. And then please come back to table pose. And we're going to take extended table. So for this, we're going to press and pour our weight into the right hand. And we'll take the left arm out to the side and the right leg back behind, touching your toes to the mat. Then take a breath in and extend your left arm overhead, and your right leg lifts up and you extend out through the toes. One long line. Draw your belly in and support your spine. Draw into the midline as you extend out through fingertips and toe tips. Couple more breaths here. Core. And then inhale. And as you exhale, lower down. Let's take it to the other side, pouring your weight now into your left hand. Take your right arm out to the side and your left foot, toes to the mat behind you. On your next breath in, sweep the arm overhead and reach out through the toes. Draw your belly in. Extend out through the fingertips, out through the toe tips, and then hug in to the midline of your body. Draw the belly in and back. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale, release. Hands and knees to mat. Take your knees out wide now and sit back. Child's pose. Lengthen your spine. Keep your arms and wrists lifted and draw your sits bones towards your heels. Draw the shoulder blades down towards your hips and press in to the mat with your fingertips. Couple more breaths here. And on your next inhalation, bring your hands under your shoulders and press back up. Please lift your knees back to hip width distance apart. And we are going to come onto our backs. So you can just find your way down. Bring your feet to the mat. Constructive rest pose. Once you've found your way onto your back, extend your arms along your side bodies. Bring your heels right to the tips of your fingers. Send your second toe towards the foot of the mat and find all four corners of both feet. Draw your shoulder blades under you, and for just a moment, lift your lower back, lift your tailbone, and extend long through the tailbone. Grow your spine long. Lengthen your neck. Take a breath in and draw your right knee in towards your chest. Hug it in, half your muscle capacity, not too much, just enough. Let your intuition speak to you. Take another breath in. And as you exhale, send your left leg along the mat. And if you have groin issues, please just let the left foot remain on the mat with the knee bent. Take care. Otherwise, press out. Not too much, just enough to make that psoas feel loved, but not overstretched. Press out through the big toe pad of both feet, drawing the baby toes towards their respective shoulders. And stay with awareness in the area of your chin. And if you notice it lifting towards the sky, lengthen the back of your neck. Soften your jaw. We'll take a few more breaths here. Just bring awareness to any releases you might feel, any letting go or not. It's okay either way. Stay with the breath. Soft jaw, soft shoulders. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, lower your foot to the mat, bring your other foot to join it. In constructive rest pose, take a breath cycle here. And on your next breath in, draw your left knee in, flex the foot, hug in, same way. Relax your shoulders. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, lengthen your right leg. Press out through the soles of both feet, especially the big toe pad. Draw those pinky toes towards their shoulders. Notice your chin. Soften your shoulders. Enjoy your breath. Again, notice any releases. Notice the response in the body. Let the inner body speak to you. On your next breath in, enjoy it completely. And as you exhale, lower that left foot to the mat and bring the other foot to join it. Then heel toe your feet to the wide part of your mat, to the edges of your mat. Open your arms to either side. Take a breath in here. And as you exhale, send your knees to the right and look towards the left with your head. Inhale, come back up to center. Exhale the other way. Inhale, the knees and the head come back to center. Exhale the other way. One more cycle to either side. Let's finish with one more to the knees to the left. And then please meet with me back on your back, heel toe your feet back to hip width distance apart. Take a breath in and draw your knees in towards your chest, keeping your tailbone long and glued towards the mat. Lengthen your neck. Notice your back body. If you notice your lower back lifting, do your best to draw your waist towards the earth. Soften your shoulders. And on your next inhalation, release your legs and roll to your right, press up, and join me in table pose. And as you come to your mat once again, bring your blocks to the top of your mat, please. And then coming back to table pose with your hands a little further forward, we're going to press up into downward facing dog. Turn your toes under, spread your fingers wide, and press up, downward facing dog. And pedal out your legs with your breath. Inhaling as you lift up and exhaling, lowering one heel at a time towards the earth. Stretch out those hamstrings and calves. Draw the belly in. Press the sits bones back and up, or up and back. You can send your hips from side to side if that feels good. And then please come back to center and lift up onto your toes. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, lower your heels towards the mat. They don't have to reach. And then take a breath in and look towards your hands. Bend your knees and step up. Find your blocks if you're using blocks. Place your feet right under your hip sockets. Take your hands to your hips, root through all four corners of both feet. Draw your belly in, and with the strength of your legs, come up. Come to Tadasana with your arms lengthened to either side, fingers reaching towards the earth. Plug into all four corners of both feet. Lift your toes. Press into the big toe pad, the outer heel, the baby toe pad, and the inner heel. Lift your arches, energize your feet. Keep that, and then lower your toes to the mat. Press your feet away from each other isometrically. Tune into your core. Feel that energy as it travels up the inner thighs, igniting the core, the deep front line, the fascia that supports the core within. Feel the belly draw in, and as it does, the tailbone naturally lowers. Maybe you feel your glutes ignite. Draw the lower ribs in. That helps the psoas. Lift your heart. Lower the shoulder blades towards your hips on your back body and let your shoulders rest away from the ears. Lengthen the neck, especially the back of the neck. Lowering the jaw just a bit, the chin towards the sternum as you lift through the crown of the head. This is your deep front line, your core body. Stay with your breath. And on your next inhalation, bring your hands together in Anjali Mudra. See if you can keep that core woken up. As you take a breath in, press your hands together. Draw the shoulder blades towards one another on your back. As you exhale, release your hands to the earth. Inhale, sweep the fingers up to the sky. Let them touch overhead. And then exhale, float down. Open the arms. Hinge at the hips. Uttanasana. Lift your sits bones high to the sky and bring your hips right over your ankles. As you inhale, come halfway up. Draw the belly in, lengthen the spine. Firm into all four corners of your feet. As you exhale, inner rotate the head of the thigh bones, bowing to the legs. Inhaling, come halfway up. Exhaling, bow in. Inner rotating at the head of the thigh bones. Keep hugging the muscles to the bones in the legs as you inhale and come halfway up. Exhale, bow. On your next inhalation, root through all four corners of the feet and come halfway up. Good. And on your next inhalation, press into all four corners of your feet. Use the strength of your legs to lift up and then come back to Samastitihi, peaceful pose. Hands in front of your heart. Good. We'll do that again. Half Surya Namaskar, half sun salutations. Plug into all four corners of your feet and draw the belly in. Take a breath in and press hands. Exhale, open the heart, release the hands, draw the belly in. Inhale, keep that and sweep the arms up to the sky. Exhale, hinge at the hips, keep that belly drawn in as you lower down into Uttanasana. Inhale, head lift. Exhale, bow to the legs. Inhale, head lifts and lengthens, spine long. Exhale, bow. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bow. And again, we'll rise up, inhaling to lengthen over the earth. And on your next breath in, press into the soles of your feet, and with the strength of your legs, lift up. Reach the fingertips towards the sky. Draw the belly in and tuck those lower ribs in and back. And then exhale into Anjali Mudra. Let's add on inhaling to press hands. Exhaling, lower the hands. Inhale, sweep the arms up to the sky. Stay aware of the soles of your feet as you exhale. Float down, Uttanasana. Inhale, head lift. Exhale, bow. One more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bow in. Adding on, inhale, bend your knees. Frame your feet with your blocks or your hands. And as you exhale, step your right foot back. Runner's lunge. Plug into all four corners of your front foot. Draw your belly in. Support yourself with your core body. Lower your knee to the mat and extend your toes behind your knee. So if you looked back, your toes would be right behind your knee, not curved in. Press into the top of your foot and firm into all four corners of your front foot. Take your hands to your knees and lift your heart. Draw the belly in. Feel your core. Option to take your hands out to the sides. You can stay here, or option to lift the arms overhead, extend through the fingertips. Send your tailbone towards the earth as you send your shoulder blades towards your hips. Breathe into the front body and hug in through the core. Active muscle energy in the legs. You can even draw the legs towards one another isometrically. Another breath in, lift out through the fingertips. And as you exhale, lower your hands to the floor or to your blocks. Turn your back toes under and come back to lunge. Lengthen the leg. Press out. Step that back foot forward just a bit and turn the toes out at a 45-degree angle. So now we're in pyramid pose. Take a breath here and feel the lengthening through the calves and the quads, the hamstrings. Inhale. Exhale, turn your back foot to the toes and come back into runner's lunge. Press out through the heel. Lower your knee to the mat once again, and this time you can walk your blocks back and lift your toes to the sky. A couple breaths here. Hug the belly in, lengthen the spine. Inhale and come forward. Reach around for your back foot and take a little twist. Keep the shoulder blades on the back. Stretch it out. Do your best to keep your front knee over your ankle. Good. Lower that back foot back to the earth. Beautiful. Turn your toes under. Press back up. Lunge. And then lengthen the front leg, bend the back, and step up. Uttanasana. Take a breath or two here with an inner rotation at the head of the thigh bones. And then please take a breath in and bend your knees. Frame your feet with your blocks or your hands and step that left foot back. Once again, runner's lunge. Press out through the back heel. Hug your belly in. Press into all four corners of the front foot. Lower your back knee to the mat, and again, point the foot right behind the knee. Press into the top of your back foot and bring your hands to your knee. Lift and lengthen through the crown of your head. Draw the belly in, tuck the lower ribs in. Option to take the arms out to the sides. Option to lift the arms up overhead, lengthening through the fingertips. And you can lift, send the tailbone towards the earth and the shoulder blades towards your hips. Stabilize, press into all four corners of your front foot, the top of your back foot. Inhale, lengthen through the fingertips. Exhale, release your hands. Find your blocks. Turn your back toes under and press back up. Runner's lunge. And we'll take that same little maneuver, stepping the back foot so we can take pyramid pose. Turn the back foot to a 45-degree angle and press into the outer edge of the back foot, lifting through the inner ankle. Do your best to keep your hips in the same plane as the front edge of your mat. So you're drawing your right hip back, your left hip forward. Take a breath in here. Keep the spine long and the belly in. And then come back to runner's lunge. Pressing out through the back heel. Lower the knee to the mat. And we'll take that half Hanumanasana, lifting the front foot, toes to the sky. Lengthen and stretch, breathe. Keep your spine long best you can. Draw the belly in. And then rocking back forward, you can turn to find your back foot with your right hand and twist. Take a stretch through that quad. Do your best to keep your front knee from splaying out. Keep it over the ankle foot. Shoulder blades on the back body. Inhale, exhale, release your foot to the mat, turn your toes under, and we'll come back to runner's lunge. Now we're going to press into all four corners of the front foot and move the blocks to the side. Bring your hands to the mat and step your foot back, plank pose. Draw the belly in here, so core. Broaden through the collarbones and the upper back. Draw the belly in, press out through the heels. Tailbone towards the heels. We'll stay here for a couple more breaths. Hug that belly in, wrap the transverse abdominis around you. And then you can lower down by bringing your knees to the mat and lowering down that way, or by staying long in plank pose and lowering down simply with the strength of your arms. From here, we're going to come up into cobra. Draw your elbows towards your ribs, the palms of your hands or the heels of your hands along your brow line. Turn the shoulder blades towards the hips and then press up. Lengthen the spine. Draw the tailbone towards the heels. Inhale, exhale, lower down. Turn your toes under. Actually, I changed my mind. Please don't turn your heels under, or toes under, excuse me. Press the tops of your feet into the mat and lengthen the arms along your side body. We'll take Salambhasana. Send your tailbone once again towards your heels. Zip up from your pubic bone to your belly button and then loop your shoulder blades towards your hips. Take a breath in and then lift your front upper body up off the mat. You can stay right here with your arms along your side bodies, thumbs towards the earth, or lift your arms. Option to take the hands behind you and interweave the fingers. Option to lift the legs. Feel that back body energy along the spinal muscles. Taking a couple more breaths here. And then take a breath in. And as you exhale, lower down. Bring your forehead to your hands. So you can bring your hands across the top of your mat, your arms, I should say, and then send your hips from side to side. From here, please bring your hands under your shoulders, turn your toes under, and we will press back up into downward facing dog. And you can always come through table pose. Lift your hips high, as though you're lifting from the hip creases. Spread your toes wide and bring your heels right behind the widest portion of your foot. Draw your shoulder blades onto your back. Outer rotate the head of the arm bones and inner rotate the head of the thigh bones. Draw the belly in, lengthen through the side bodies. Enjoy downward facing dog. And on your next inhalation, bend your knees, look to the front of your mat and step up. Uttanasana. Find your blocks or not. Find your legs, perhaps. Whatever feels good as you practice. Take your hands behind your back, interweave the fingers, and lengthen your arms, the backs of the hands towards the sky. Open through your pectorals, your collarbones, root into your feet. Firm the muscles to the bones in your legs. And with the strength of your legs, lift back up. Press the backs of your hands towards the earth. Draw your shoulder blades towards one another and down towards your hips. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, let your arms float up to the sky. Fingertips touch. Exhale, Anjali Mudra. Take a couple of breaths here, feeling the energy in your body. And as you stand here in Tadasana, mountain pose, perhaps bring to awareness your intention, your desire for yourself in this coming season. That's wonderful. Let's take a wide stance on the mat. You can move your blocks to the side. We'll take some standing poses. Actually, let's bring the blocks in front to the long side of our mat, or long edge of the mat. And we'll start in a nice wide stance. We're not going to take the forward fold yet. We're just going to take a nice wide stance. We'll take Virabhadrasana 2, side angle pose, and then we'll come into Utthita Parsvakonasana, which is forward, wide-legged forward fold. Pressing into all four corners of both feet, pivot your right foot so it's parallel to the long sides of your mat. And just take a look, make sure your feet are lined up well. So your back foot arch is lined up with your front foot heel. Firm the muscles to the bones in the legs and notice your core. Draw the belly in. Send the tailbone towards the earth and lift the heart. Tuck those lower ribs in and feel the core body wake up. Take a breath in and extend the arms out to the sides. Keep all that. And as you exhale, bend into your front knee. Bring it right over your ankle foot. Press into the outer edge of your back foot. Hug the belly in. Lift through the crown of your head. Take a few more breaths here. Turn to look over your right fingertips. Hug the triceps to the bones in your arms. And then take your left hand to your hip and your right forearm to your right thigh. From here, revolve the rib cage around the axis of your spine. Keep pressing into the outer edge of your back foot. Do your best to stack your shoulders. Hug your right hip under and hold that right hand as though you were holding a tray of teacups. You can stay right here or take your left arm along your side body, turn the palm to the sky, and hugging the shoulder blade onto the back body, lift the arm up and over your ear. Extend from the fingertips to your back heel. Draw the belly in. Hug in on that right hip, drawing it under. Breathe. Keep lifting the left inner ankle. We'll take a couple more breaths here. Breathe into your left side body. On your next breath in, bring your left hand back to your hip. And next breath in, press back up. Virabhadrasana 2. Hug the shoulder blades towards one another as you lift your heart. Draw the belly in. Inhale. Exhale, lengthen the front leg, lower the arms. Pivot your right foot back so both feet are paralleling the short ends of the mat. Take your hands to your hip crease. Draw the belly in, lengthen through the crown of your head and firm the muscles to the bones in the legs. Inhale, exhale, hinge at the hips and doing the best you can to keep your hips in alignment with your ankles, lower halfway down. Once you've come parallel to the earth, you can bring your hands to your blocks. And then just feeling into your body, keeping your hips in alignment with your ankles best you can. You can send your heels out farther than your toes and see where you go. Take a few breaths here. Prasarita Parsvakonasana. Tanasana, excuse me. Wide angle forward fold. And on your next inhalation, begin to press up. Find your blocks. Draw your belly in. Extend your spine long. Bring your heels and your toes back into alignment. And then take your hands back to your hip crease. Press into all four corners of your feet and with the strength of your legs, lift up. And from here, we're going to turn the left foot to parallel the long edges of your mat. Make sure your back arch lines up with your front heel. Coming into Virabhadrasana 2. On this side, take a breath in to extend your arms out to either side. Draw your belly in. Let your tailbone naturally draw down towards the earth. Hug the muscles to the bones in your legs. Hug the triceps to the bones in the arms and inhale. As you exhale, bend into your front knee. Press into the outer edge of your back foot, your right foot, lifting the inner right ankle. Breathe here. Hug your left hip under. Feel your core. Good. Take your right hand to your hip Inhale, and as you exhale, lower your left forearm to your left thigh. And then revolve your ribs around the axis of your spine. Face your heart forward and hug your left hip under. Send your tailbone towards your back heel. Option to take that right arm along your side body. Flip the palm to the sky and lift the arm, extend it over your ear. Breathe into that expanse. Hug the belly in. Tuck that left hip under. Firm the muscles to the bones in the legs. Reach out from fingertips to back heel. Inhale. Exhale, bring your hand back to your hip. Press into all four corners of your feet, and with the strength of your legs, press up. Virabhadrasana 2. Shoulder blades on the back. Inhale. Exhale, lengthen the leg, lower the arms, and pivot your left foot. So both feet are paralleling the short ends of the mat. Draw your belly in, take your hands to your hip crease. Lengthen through the crown of your head. Inhale, grow just a little longer. Exhale, hinge at the hips once again and come parallel with the earth. Bring your hands to the blocks. So your blocks can be on a high setting, a medium setting, or a low setting, your choice. And you can stay here, or you can send your heels out wider and feel what feels good. Maybe you bring a block under your forehead or the top of your head. The block can be high. Breathe into the length of your legs, into the stretch. Do your best to keep your hips in alignment with your ankles. They tend to want to go back towards the wall behind you. See if you can bring your hips in alignment with your ankles. And then inhale, begin to lift up. You can find your blocks again. Line your heels with your toes. Draw your belly in, lengthen your back, and take your hands to your hips. Press into all four corners of your feet, and with the strength of your legs, rise up. And then heel toe your feet towards one another. Step into Tadasana. And again, feel what is so in your body right now. The truth of this moment as it exists in your body. Just feel that. No judgment. Just acceptance. And we're going to come down onto the mat. Bring a blanket to begin and have your strap handy, please. Take a seat on your blanket and extend your legs out in front for Dandasana. Pressing out through the soles of your feet, lift your toes and knees to the sky. Draw your belly in. Take a few breaths here. Hug the muscles to the bones and the legs. And as you do you feel your hips, your glutes perhaps turn on? Inner rotate at the head of the thigh bones and lift through the crown of your head. Lower your shoulder blades towards your hips. Take a breath in, lengthen the spine, draw the belly in, and as you exhale, hinge at the hips and see how forward is in this moment. Just be with what is and allow gravity and warmth in your muscles as you breathe to do their work. We'll see where we go. Keep drawing the belly in and lengthening the spine. Press out through the soles of your feet. With an inner rotation at the head of the thigh bones, more space opens up through the back, lower back where the sacrum lives. Breathe. Feel those calves and hamstrings stretch. Good, and then on an inhalation, lift back up. Firm the muscles to the bones and the legs. Take another couple breaths here. Draw the belly in. Feel your core. Relax your face, your shoulders. Breathe. And then we're going to come onto our backs and bring your strap. Please arrive in constructive rest pose with your feet on the mat, knees bent, toes facing forward, feet hip distance apart, please. And we're going to take Supta Padangusthasana with our strap. Take care with the buckle. And on an inhalation, strap your right foot right at the ball of the foot, and then lengthen the leg towards the sky. Toes towards your face. Relax your shoulders and your arms. Just hold the strap gingerly with your hand. Once you've arrived, settled in, take a breath in. And as you exhale, lengthen your left leg along the mat. Press the toes to the sky now. Take your strap in your left hand and your right hand, palm of the hand to the fleshy part of your thigh. And then press the thigh and the hip away from the ribs, from the upper body. Draw the belly in and feel that length. Do your best to keep that. And then transfer the strap back into your right hand. Keeping all that, take a breath in. And as you exhale, open your leg to the right. Send the toes towards the earth and keep pressing the hip away towards the foot of the mat. Keep your left hip anchored to the earth, and if it pops up, maybe you need to lift your right leg a little bit, or you can take your left hand and press it into the hip. Relax the shoulders, the face. Breathe into the stretch. Keep anchored through your hips, pressing out through the soles of both feet. Hug the muscles to the bones in your legs. You can take your left arm out into a T if that feels good. Press, press, press out through the soles of your feet. On your next breath in, lift your right leg back up towards the sky and transfer the hold of the strap to your other hand. You can take your right arm out into a T now. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, send your leg over to the other side. Do your best to keep both shoulders on the mat. Extend long through the soles, through the legs, out through the soles of both feet. Both legs active, both feet dorsiflexed. Breathe into the stretch. Draw the belly in, send that right hip down towards the foot of the mat. Take a couple more breaths here. And on your next breath in, lift the leg back up. Find the strap with both hands. Extending through the soles of both feet and taking good care with that buckle. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, draw your upper leg towards you, toes towards your face. Relax your shoulders. Be with what is. Just allowing the moment to unfold exactly the way it is. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, you can bring your leg back to vertical. Another breath here. And as you exhale, slide the strap off your foot and lower it to the mat. Both feet to the mat now. Lengthen your spine, lift your hips, lengthen through your tailbone, and grow the back of your neck long. Take a breath cycle. And on your next breath in, strap your left foot right at the ball of the foot and lengthen the leg towards the sky. Press out through the soles of the sole of that foot, drawing the toes towards your face. Another breath in. And as you exhale, lengthen your right leg all the way down to the foot of the mat. Press out through the soles of both feet. Take the strap into your right hand, left heel of the hand and palm on your the fleshy part of your thigh. Press that thigh bone away, press the hip away. Feel that. Feel the length along your lower back, your quadratus lumborum. Keep that best you can, and then transfer the strap into your left hand. Keep pressing that hip away and take a breath in. As you exhale, take your left leg out to the left, turn the toes towards the earth. Press your right hip into the earth. Press out through the soles of both feet. The more you press out through the soles of your feet, the more your hips engage. Alignment is more present in the body, and you might find your right hip stays anchored to the mat. If not, you can always take your right hand to your hip and encourage it down, or lift your left leg a little bit. Do your best to relax your shoulders. We'll take a couple more breaths here. Lots of muscle energy in the legs and the hips, the core, drawing the belly in, lengthening the spine, soft shoulders, soft face, soft jaw. On your next breath in, please lift your leg back up towards the sky and take the strap into your right hand. Beware of the buckle. Open your left arm into a T. Take a breath in, extend through the soles of both feet, and then send your leg over to the right. Do your best to keep both shoulders on the mat. Press out through the soles of those feet. Draw your left hip down towards the foot of the mat. Breathe. Expand. Enjoy your breath. And on your next breath in, lift that leg back up towards the sky. Take the strap into both hands. Firm the muscles to the legs. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, keep pressing the hip towards the foot of the mat as you draw those toes towards you. Soften the shoulders. Relax the arms. Just hold the strap with your hands. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, lift the leg back towards the sky, vertical. Inhale. Exhale. Release the strap, lower your leg, and lengthen it. So both legs are long on the mat. Take a few breaths. Just feel what's going on in your body in this moment. A couple more breaths here. And then please bring your feet back to the mat in constructive rest pose. Take a moment, lift your hips, lengthen through the tailbone, and then set your hips back on the mat. We'll take figure 4. Take a breath in and cross your right ankle over the left knee or thigh. Keep the foot dorsiflexed. And on your next breath in, bring the knee towards your chest, flexing your feet. You can hug in on your shin or your thigh. We'll take a few breaths here, and then we're going to move into a twist. Keep both feet actively dorsiflexed. Draw that knee in, open through the hip flexors, the outer hip flexors. Remembering long muscles are stronger muscles. So we're strengthening the glutes, strengthening the piriformis, helping our psoas be supported. On your next inhalation, keep your legs just where they are and send your arms out into a T. Inhale. Exhale, send your feet over to the left. And you can place a block under your thigh or foot if it's beneficial as you practice. So again, opening through the hip flexor, the outer hip flexors. Big stretch. Relax your shoulders, your neck, your jaws, your face. Good. Another couple breath cycles here. Breathe into the stretch. Come out of the twist. Take a breath in and draw your belly towards the earth. Press the arms into the earth and then lift your legs. Keep them active. Lower your left foot to the mat and uncross your legs. Take a breath cycle here. On your next breath in, cross your left ankle over your right thigh at the knee. And on your next breath in, find your shin or your thigh. Notice your lower back. If it's arching up, draw it towards the earth. Notice your chin. If it's lifted up towards the sky, lengthen the back of your neck. I know for some of you, it can be helpful to place a block under your head or a blanket. We'll take a few more breaths right here, opening through the outer left hip, maybe into the IT band. So now, doing your best to keep the legs just where they are, firming the muscles to the bones. Release your hands and open your arms into a T. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, lower your foot and your legs to the right. Do your best to keep your shoulder blades on the mat. And if it feels good in your body, turn to look over towards your left fingertips. Release your left hip towards the foot of the mat. Stretch. Breathe. Relax your upper body. Let your shoulders soften. Your jaw and your face relax. Breathe into the sensations. Couple more breaths here. And to come out of the twist, again, draw the belly in, press the arms into the earth, and with energy in the legs, lift them back up. Set your foot on the mat, uncross your knees. Take a breath in, lift the hips one more time, lengthen through the tailbone, and then set your hips back down. Draw your knees in towards your chest, hug in. Feet actively dorsiflexed. Relax your shoulders. Circle your knees, place your hands on your knees and draw circles on the ceiling. Go both ways. and then come to rest. Take a breath in here. If you wish to lift your head towards your knees, go ahead. And then take another breath in. And as you exhale, lengthen into Shavasana. Create some space between your legs, space between your arms and your torso. Draw your shoulder blades under you. Lengthen the back of your neck. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, let that breath wash all the way down your body like a beautiful wave out the soles of your feet. Take another one like that. And let it go. Feel into the back body where your body touches the earth. Feel your bones grow heavier and heavier, denser and denser. Growing so heavy they begin to draw down into the earth. Feel the muscles of the body as they release away from the bones. Melting into the earth. Feel the skin as it dissolves away from the muscles, seeping into the earth. And all that is left is the breath, like wings, holding your golden heart. And you can visualize your golden heart with rays of light, radiant and glowing, shining forth from within. And begin once again to notice your breath. The inhale and the exhale. The lift and release of your chest and belly with each breath. Begin to bring awareness back to your fingertips and your toe tips. Bringing some movement into those. And circling your wrists and your ankles. And then please roll to your right side. And take a few breaths here. And then please use your hands and your arms to press up. Find a seat on your mat. And then bring your hands together in Anjali Mudra, right in front of your heart. And bow your head to your heart for a moment. Seeing its golden rays within. And then please take a moment to connect once again with your intention. And then join with me, please. We'll send out some golden metta into the field of all possibilities, the universe, the consciousness of all. May all beings be happy and peaceful. May all beings be healthy and strong. May all beings be safe and protected. May all beings be filled with loving kindness and forgiveness. May all beings live with ease and grace all the days of their lives. Please join with me in chanting one Om. We'll simply inhale and begin. Om. And thank you so much for your practice, for practicing with one another, and for practicing with me. Thank you. Namaste.